ladies and gentlemen, fellow space engineers and other types of engineers, earth engineers, food engineers. Oh, it is the day of the day with which we go into space and we dance. We can dance if we want to. Um, what is going on? Good grief, that is unhealthy. Hey, what's up? The mule's back. Um, Real quick. So yeah, today we're taking this bad boy to space. We got to do a little bit of flight testing and some setup right at the beginning to make sure that everything is grouped properly and everything is the way we want it to be. Um, I believe I have an antenna on this creation. I do have an antenna on this creation. Chad P mentioned I should probably have an antenna or a beacon should I plan to exit the ship to like scout asteroids, etc. So I don't have to lug this thing around. Clyde Johnston said the mining mod sounded interesting. Too bad I didn't share it. That is my bad, Clyde. My bad. The the mod I was talking about is called it is called the radio spectrometry. That sounds made up completely. It is called radio spectrometry. That sound. I'm telling you, it sounds 100% fabricated. I don't. Anyways, it is, and what it is you basically instead of where I mounted our there's the antenna by the way, where I mounted my ore detector, it would need to be on the exterior surface. And I can actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's just try it out. Well, I'm not gonna, I'll do the demonstration, just so you guys can see what I mean by the way it works. And let me find my pink color. I believe that's the one. And I'm gonna just try desperately not to delete my entire ship right now. Um, anyway, so the way it works is we wait for Rosie to take care of business. Did you knock that guy out of there? Yeah, you did. Okay, you're doing it now. Good job. Good job, Rosie. I need a piece of steel is what I need. I'm just gonna grab some from right here. So what the way it works, the way this radio spectrometer. Okay, well, so okay, let's rewind. So Clyde said I didn't name the mod. He said it sounded interesting, and I didn't name the mod. That's my bad for not doing that. So the way the spectrometry works, you place you place your ore detector, and it has to be on the spot. A, it needs to be in the direction you're pointing. You want it to kind of be pointing whichever direction you're pointing, and it has to be in a way where this tip is not being blocked by anything. So you see like there's no blocks in front of it. And what the mod does, this radio spectrometry mod, basically allows you to scan distant asteroids, and you want to place a camera too. So like it wouldn't be a bad idea to have like to place a camera on top right here. Um, and call it like your spectrometry camera. And I'll even name this one for that. Um, Spectrometry cam. Anyways, the way it works is you would scan an asteroid and it brings up, you set, and you have to have an LCD screen or you can use one of your cockpit LCD screens. And you would set it up. And when you scan, I actually, and I linked it in your comment, Clyde Johnson. I commented on your comment and I linked to the link to the mod. But you scan, it scans the asteroid and then it has a bar graph of all the different elements, and where there are spikes on this spectrometry graph, where there are spikes, if there are three spikes coinciding with a line on the rows of elements, so like say you have iron and you see three spikes and the three lines on the iron line line up with those spikes, that means that that asteroid has iron. And that's the way it works. And so like you can sort of rapidly scan with some accuracy whether or not a thing has uranium, iron, nickel, etc., etc., etc. So that's kind of the way that works. So I've linked that in your comment. Chad said that I hope I have enough thrust to get this hunk of crap off the ground. I also hope I have enough thrust. I'm going to go ahead and do this right here so I can start grouping stuff. But it is pretty heavy. There's a lot of decorative blocks, especially for a thing that is not going to see any combat. I made a lot of decorative blocks on this bad boy. So he just hoped that I have enough thrust to escape the atmosphere. And I also hope I do as well. And then he mentioned the antenna or beacon in case I decide to leave the ship so I don't lose it in space. It is very easy to do that. And I can give an example of that when we're up there. And Lord Chaos said, don't forget stone ejectors, so that when I'm drilling all the good stuff, I can eject all the stone stuff. And that is probably not a bad idea. Um, I did not add ejectors to this, so that may be something we add here in a second. But first, let's go ahead and get into this. It's got 4 batteries. We're going to call this, and I kind of, until a better name pops up, we're going to call this bad boy the boxfish. Lord Chaos says it kind of looks like a yellow boxfish, so boxfish is the name of our guy. Um, and we'll go ahead and go to the control panel, and we'll do antenna, and we're going to call you antenna. Oh, we'll just boxfish. That's what we're going to call it. All right, batteries. So we're going to do the BF bat. That way I don't have to, and we can turn those off terminals so we don't have to see them. Hydrogen, we need hydrogen thrusters all in a group. Hydro thrusters. Oh gosh, that is a lot of hydrogen thrusters. BF hydro thrust. And we're going to toggle these all off so that they're all off. And then we need Atmo. Same thing. We want BF Atmo thrust. And we're going to turn them all off. Beautiful. And I think that's everything we need. So we've got, and then let's go ahead and grab that connector. Call this BF large container. Didn't, I actually wanted the connector. What did I name that connector? What on earth is the name of this connector? SS something. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so BF connector. Perfect. The other thing I wanted to add, and I'm going to go ahead and lock this back down. The other thing I wanted to add, need to go grab a part, probably, is I wanted to grab some parachutes. On the off chance, I just think it's probably a good idea, you know? On the off chance that... Oh, I grabbed 2. That was dumb. On the off chance this goes sideways, and I know we're all thinking it might. We're gonna... Ooh, this could be very hard to load because it is not piped to anything. Huh. I don't like that. That's unfortunate. Wild unfortunate. Can you load parachutes from... The question is, can you load parachutes from the top side? Let's find out. Ah, this mouse is killing me right now. Hey, there you go, Rosie. Thank you. They're looking like a new. Okay. There we go. Trying to think what would be the best option. You know what? I have an idea. Ah! Trying to think what would be the best. Good grief. Come. Oh my gosh. I am struggling. The struggle bus is real. I want to add some so that there's some balance when we ejecto-cedo cuz. So that's why we're adding in 4 of these, because I just feel like it's probably necessary. It's never a bad thing. You know what though I know we've never made is canvas. So first things first, let's go ahead and go into production. And we're gonna need to make some canvas that I've never made before. Canvas, where is the canvas? Oh, I guess I should spell canvas correctly. Let's say 20. I don't know what the proper amount of canvas is, if I'm being honest. That's taking longer than I would expect it to make canvas. Huh. Alright. So, we'll go ahead and... Do we know how much these take, anybody? They take 1. Beautiful. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Parachutes are never a bad thing to have, I don't think. I always forget to put them on, so I feel as if like this is a wise decision I'm making. All right, let's go with, so first things we need to do, let's go ahead and unlock this bad boy for a second, and we're gonna grab our groups first. We wanna do our Atmo thrust. We're gonna put, oh my gosh. All right, see the mouse clicking thing? It is very frustrating. Toggle on off. Hydro thrust, toggle on off. Batteries, set to recharge. I would like to have block tools. I need to put that on the bar so I can see if it works. I'm able to drill. Perfect. What else? What else do we need? Camera would be good. View. And we're gonna do hydrogen tank. This guy needs to be set to stockpile on off. And that should be, oh yeah, and then also O2 generator also needs to be set to toggle on off. And the reason I have an O2 generator, this is sort of like preparing myself for if I'm in space and I'm starting to run out of hydrogen, I can get ice and restock. So one of the things, so that to me is important. And then we're going to go ahead and see if this will hold it. Come on. Oh yeah, cool. So we have multiple attempts at crashing. I'm gonna go pick up some ice. So we got to get ready for some stuff. So we got to get ready for some football, as it were. Part of me. You know what we're gonna do? I know that we're trying not to deform stuff, but I'm gonna go out to the cobalt mine real quick, and I'm just gonna mine some ice around that hole, because this has got to be built up at some point, and so I'm just gonna grab some extra ice from it and pretend that like I didn't just mine a bunch of stuff, and we can all just live with it. Everybody's okay with that, right? Let's get an inventory full of ice. This will be specifically, no, I saw that fall.
Inventory
Ass.
full.
That's all right. Well, we're just gonna leave that there. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's go ahead and come up here. We're gonna save this ice. Now, here's the plan. We're gonna do a little bit of some atmospheric testing, things of that nature, just to kind of give this thing a flavor. I'm seeing the boxfish on my radar now, which is beautiful. I still don't have this. Anyway, so I did not put the radio spectrometry mod on. So while I did mount my ore detector to work with radio spectrometry, it is not going to matter. So the good thing about this is this should also get us oxygen with regards to when we're in space. So now that we've done that, let's go for a little test flight. I wish there was, is there small grid ladders? I don't think there is. Let's see, small grid ladder. Let's see, small grid ladder. I'm gonna put it somewhere where I don't, this looks great. Small grid ladder. Oh, there is. Would you look at that? What do you guys think? Oh, ah! Yep, exactly, my sentiments. What do you think about that? I just need one interior plate. Oh, the thing, you dirty, rotten. Dear, 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 dear. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling, guys. The struggle is real. Is this the stupid? Give me this back. Give me this back. I'm taking these with me. These are my emergency expansion tanks. All right, and now I can up. Yeah, now it's flight ready. All right, let's do some testing. So batteries are not on charge. We're at 38%. Ugh, that is low. That's okay. We can do a little bit of testing before that's a problem. Engines are a go. We are disconnected. We got lift. All right. Let's do a little flying. We're slow to get up to speed. We have nothing in inventory for the ship itself, which is good. Turning is a little rough, that's a little brutal. The fog is not super great for our first test flight. All right, now the real test is, so stopping speed is pretty slow unless we tilt up, and then that's good. So we are currently at 231 meters, you see? So let's go vertical. Okay, I do not have the thrust to keep myself aloft. So this ship in atmosphere needs to become horizontal. It cannot be vertical because I do not have the forward or reverse pitch. Even at full tilt, I can't keep myself aloft. I'm assuming it's going to be the same for our side to side. So let's turn this way. We are currently at 4 thrust with no inventory. It is not. It is not good. So let's go ahead and fix that. All right, so we definitely have enough thrust for that. Beautiful, beautiful. So we can move as long as we stay horizontal like this. This is not a mining ship for in atmosphere though. We knew that. I didn't build it for such. So which is why it's built the way it is. This is meant to re-enter and with the assistance of parachutes, um, be able to, what is this, boxfish is what we call it? Boxfish shoots. I'm gonna turn those off terminal. Um, and then it's meant to, and we can even test that. Let's go ahead and test the box shoots. Let's see, where's that group? Boxfish shoots. We're gonna deploy. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and let's get some altitude. So we're re-entering orbit. We're coming down. Let's say our battery's even low. We're going. This isn't good. This is not great at all. We're like, ah, God, we're gonna crash. Nah, losing altitude, and everything's beeping. Burp, 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 burp. And you hear that pull up, and then we should just be able to. Now I could have these auto deploy at a certain altitude. I don't want to do that, so we're just gonna floop, and that did not balance us the way I wanted it to. That is interesting. All right, let's go ahead and turn this back on and tilt up. We'll go ahead and, I don't have a button for, did they all break? Yeah, they did. Okay, perfect. Parachutes work. They tilt us straight forward, which is weird. I thought I placed those in a uniform enough thing around all of this that it would hook us up, but that is not the case. All right, so let's get home. Got to be very careful about going too fast because I don't have the brake thrust to get too crazy with the cheese whiz, but so far everything seems to be pretty good. I can't see squat down there. It is so foggy. This is the type of testing, this is the type of conditions they absolutely 100% cancel, by the way. Flight tests and stuff. Hey, I literally, I could barely see that. That's insane. Uh, Docking is going to be a fun and unique challenge. I didn't place a down camera. I probably ought to have, but I didn't. So let's get, there we go. Let's go ahead and dock. We're gonna hit recharge. Perfect. We're gonna kind of wait for this. I know that we're gonna reload all of the guys. Test complete. Oh, it's just gonna keep refilling that, isn't it? Yeah, it is. That's all right. I don't mind if we keep. We really only need 8, I would say, on hand at any given time, but that's okay. 1 there. Should I add another set of parachutes so that it's less back heavy or no? I just tilted straight forward. I was expecting it to be more level. I thought I did a better job leveling it up. I guess I didn't. So let's go down to the list. The list. Now canvas is right up top. We're gonna say I really only need 8. Need 8. That's what I need. All right. Perfect. That's a good test. I'm excited about it. I need the sun to go down all the way so I can go ahead and sleep off this night and this fog. We're not going to launch with that. So the next step, clearly, is going to be you can't sleep. It's still daytime out. Doesn't feel like daytime. Well, let's have a seat and watch a show. What do we want to? Can we get to that? Inset. Bed entertainment corner. What do we want this to show while we're sitting here waiting? Text and images. I like that. Let's go down here. Let's add a graph. Nothing more entertaining than graphs, right? Am I right? Got to get an ad for Klein Cola, a recruitment ad, industry of war ad, heavy industry ad. We want you ad, cosmic team ad, ad, and then let's go ahead and let's see how that works. Ah, graphs. Yes, graph. And then we just sit here like this, watching TV until it gets dark enough, right? No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to sit here that long, but look at that. It's playing your greatest hits, guys. Go to war. Industry. I'm pointing. You can't see me, but I'm sitting here pointing into the sky. And they want you, guys. We want you. All right. Oh, let's take a nap. Can't sleep. I'm sleeping. There we go. I wonder if I got out of bed. Since I got out of bed, did it immediately? Oh, yeah. The process is started regardless of me being asleep or not. So I don't need sleep. I'm ready for launch. It's exciting. I'm good. It's go time. All right, guys. This is it. We're ready to go. Oh, we need to do one final bit of setup. Let's go ahead and climb up here into our cockpit. We are in ship. We're gonna go to bar 2 right this second. And now we gotta go back to bar 1. So we're going to do basically bar 2. We need to have large atmospheric, large hydrogen. That's the one. Okay. Step 1, on off. Step 2. Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to get to this. Alright, so let's get these batteries back on. We're going to take off. And then my alarm is going off. Peculiar. Stop it. We're going to go get some hydrogen. That's interesting. Why is it repairing? What is it repairing? I don't know. Let's get us some hydrogen. Oh, like a glove. All right, we're docking up. We are docked, and then let's go ahead and get us. So first we need a hydrogen tank. We need to turn this bad boy on. And then secondly, we need to stockpile. Let's get us some fuel. Hopefully if I'm correct, Yeah, 33% each, which is great. And this guy is now at almost, oh, we're almost full. It's almost lunchtime, guys. I really wanted to do a thing, like at some point I feel like I'm going to build a, like burr 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 burr, and it's gonna have the connector on a hinge, and it's gonna tilt up, and we're gonna point us to the sky, and then I'm gonna turn the thrust override on. It's gonna firing up, and then I disconnect, and then take off. That's my dream. That's the dream. So we'll see. We are at 100% fuel, so we're gonna turn stockpile off, and we are gonna disconnect. And then it's time to go to space, y'all. So a couple things. The way, so the quickest and most efficient way to get to space. So you see, like I can do this, and you're flying, and you're constantly. But once you hit a speed cap, what happens is you're just wasting fuel bumping against that speed cap. So the quickest way to get to space, usually it's 100 meters a second. Obviously, I have a speed mod, so that's not the case here. But the quickest way to, or the best way to get to space, the most efficient way to get to space, is you crank on your engine, and then you slowly increase thrust override so that when you're going to space, you're basically staying under the speed cap, and you're keeping velocity in order to get to space, um, but but you're not like just burning fuel bouncing off the limiter. All right, so here we go, guys. We're going to space. This is happening. We're gonna start, get a little forward momentum. I'm gonna start accelerating upwards with my atmospheric thrust, and then we are going to point up. We're gonna crank those bad boys on, and then we're gonna point this thing at the sky. We're at 100% thrust. Do we have enough? Do we have enough? It does not feel like we have enough thrust. I think we talked about this. Look at this. This is what we call not good. We're going up. Interesting. We're not going up. All right, let's go ahead and kill this. Well, all right, so we're gonna try escape velocity with atmospheric first. Atmospheric first, we're just gonna go full speed ahead. And hopefully, you warned me about this, Chad, that it was gonna be too heavy. I should have done a thrust calculator. I did not. What is the weight of the ship? 55 megagrams, I guess is what that means. So we're about to start losing thrust validity because atmosphere is getting thin. So you can see like we're currently full on pressing the up space up, right? We're full on holding the space bar for gaining altitude, and we're dropping speed. We're at 100 meters, 100, like it's going down because atmosphere is getting so thin, the atmospheric thrust can't maintain lift. And so once that starts to happen, then we turn this bad boy up, and we just hopefully have gotten far enough out of gravity. Are we still gaining altitude? We're still gaining altitude. It's working. We're getting out. We're gonna get to space. We're doing it. Look at that. We're doing it. And then, just to know that we're no longer using atmospheric, we can turn those guys off, save battery. We now have 7 days of power. We're making it. We've escaped velocity. We are at 0.6 Earth gravity. 0.6. We are at only 94% fuel used. That's incredible. We're doing incredibly good. We can start backing this off. We don't really need to be much faster than 110. I think this is actually speed limited to the size of my ship. We are at 0.48 gravity. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We're gonna make it to space, guys. First time. How to get to space with a heavy hunk of crap. Now I'm really happy, by the way, that I have those parachutes. I'm glad I did that because this is coming back in is gonna be rough. We are 0.39 gravity. We can reduce speed. We're trying to keep us around 110. So I can reduce the energy it's using. So now see it's at 4.9, starts to go down, and then now it's trickling back up to 110. So I can drop it again, 54% thrust, and we're hovering at this 109. We're not accelerating, we're not deaccelerating, and what that means is we're being the most efficient possible with our hydrogen. So we can drop it one more because we're now at 0.3 gravity. We are doing great, and you can see gravity down is at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to do this right here, where my mouse is spinning around in circles right here. This is where gravity's at. If you don't know, as a person who's never played this game, you see artificial gravity is if we had a gravity generator, and that's more for large grid. And then you see P gravity is planetary gravity. We're now at 0.25. We can reduce this again. I'm willing to bet we could drop into the 20% for thrust and maintain. So stopping it is 107. So yeah, we've escaped velocity enough that we are now pretty much free. Got 7 days of power. Drills work. Everything is working as intended. We are looking good. And if we really wanted to, so we are starting to lose a little bit of speed. Why are we doing that? Okay, now it's picking back up. Okay, so we've gotten low enough gravity that 19% thrust is enough for us to gain speed. Now, I believe the speed mod that I have, and it is in the description of the playlist for this, like all the mods I'm currently using, and I think I even added the smoothing one after I added it. But I believe in that description, I think that one talks about like ship size, block size. So if your ship is of a certain weight or size, it gives it a speed limit, so to speak. So let's reduce a little bit more. We're creeping back up to our top limit. I think this thing's top speed is 110. We didn't really test that in atmosphere. That's okay. 0.14 gravity. We have essentially escaped the Earth's gravity. I will say I have not seen a single freaking. I think that's an asteroid up there to our, just to our right. And you'll notice we have the compass at the top of the screen because of the compass mod. When we break gravity entirely, the compass will disappear because obviously there's no north, south, east, west in space. But I'm only seeing that one asteroid, and it looks like that one may be in gravity. So let's go ahead and decrease our throttle. We're 0.11 gravity. We are doing it, guys. This is spectacular. I'm excited. We can find ourselves some ore or just goof around. You know what I didn't do? I still didn't add an ejector, but I see a spot for an ejector right there. That'll be a revision when we get back home. Got that big gap right there. I'll plop in an ejector, and it'll just spit stuff out right there. We are dropping speed pretty dramatically. Let's see where we top out. We're at 0.1. Let's see if it slows down or if I need to pump up the juice a little. Eventually we will get, there you go, at 9% thrust, we are no longer losing speed and we're starting to gain it a little. And then eventually I'll turn off thrust override. And we will, we'll just be basically on freeform. Ooh, there's a beacon. MTCG, what do you suppose that is? It's 15 kilometers away from us. It's our first contact in space. Is it aliens? I don't know. We are gaining speed, which is great, 0.08. See if we can't get ourselves... I'm willing to pump us up to full speed. Just get us out of gravity a little faster. What is max speed? Let's find out. Let's just full throttle. I believe for the size... Oh, it is faster than 110. Let's go ahead and get this thing cooking. Let's see how fast we can push this bad boy. We're at 100% thrust, 0.6 gravity, so we're looking at about 115 meters a second is the top speed of this, maybe 116 for the weight and size of this vehicle. Yeah, and we're just burning fuel at this point, being at that. So, still at gravity. What is that? That's an interesting looking structure. I don't know what it is. Look at our systems in here. Hydrogen's 85%. It's clock. It's sometime o'clock. You can even look at our gravity right there. It's very loud in the cockpit, which I find weird because we're in space, but that's all right. We are point 0. That's it. We are point 0 gravity. I can shut this bad boy off. We should be free floating. Look at that. We did it. And then if we want, we turn on number 6. We turn off our dampeners, and now all of our space thrust is on. Do we want to go investigate what this beacon is over here? I'm kind of interested. Let's... I can't tell what it is. I don't know. Alright, let's stop the ship. There we go, look at that. Now we could do a space test, make sure thrust in all directions working. It clearly is because up and right. We'll do a quick space test. We got left, right, forward, backwards, up, and down. Beautiful. Alright, now we're in space. Mag boots are working. I'm going to go ahead and dump my ice and everything into the ship. I'm going to take these back. These are mine. Can't have them. But, so with that, what we can do now is I can come over here and I can turn on our hydrogen O2 hydrogen generator. Not only is it going to fill up our O2 and our hydrogen, but it's going to start slowly refilling the tanks. If you see, we're at 82% right now on hydrogen. We should start seeing that go up. And if we piped it, and I'm pretty sure we did. Let's find out. Hydrogen, or O2. O2, yep. So it is currently, we're going to start restockpiling our ships. So let's go visit this beacon. I'm interested. What we'll do is we're going to turn off inertial dampeners, and the reason we can do that in space is since there's no gravity, nothing is going to be drawing us ever so closely to the planet. I kind of want to see... Oh, there's a private cell. There's all sorts of stuff out here. Look at these. You know what? We're not going to go see that beacon. I don't know what that is, but we're going to go... We're going to stop, and we are going to head towards this meter right here. And when I do like when I turn off my dampeners and I head for an item, I do a couple of things. One, I definitely point slightly off the center of the object I'm heading towards, and the reason is if for some reason it comes up quicker than you're anticipating and you need to stop, like you don't want to be full panic trying to stop and just careen into it. So if you aim yourself off askew and you're going too fast to slow down, you'll just blow right past it, and that should be pretty good. So we can speed this up. I don't know how fast we should be going. I'm going to make sure that our ore detector is both on and at max range. Perfect, 50 meters. That doesn't seem like a lot, but honestly, it's probably pretty good. And the next thing I'm watching for also when I navigate, especially this close to Earth, this close to planets, the thing I like to do is kind of keep an eye on P gravity, because if you're floating around in space, not paying attention, like I'm going to go to this asteroid, maybe it's got platinum or whatever in it, and you get to it and you're like, cool, and you get out of your ship to go mine, and you don't realize this entire time that the ship's been in gravity and either doesn't have the thrust to keep itself up or runs out of fuel, then your stuff's just going to plummet down to Earth without you, and that's, while comical, not the best. Not the best. So we're going to go ahead and private cells. We've got some stuff for piracy out here, guys. We could absolutely be pirate jerks if we wanted to. Now, because I only have 3 small thrusters, slowing down is going to be a little harder, so I'm not going full like tilt at these things. Like 85 is actually probably a little too fast if you ask me, in my opinion. Oh, see, we're getting into planetary gravity. My compass just popped up. This asteroid is probably dangerously close to planetary gravity. And you'll notice, if we actually get into gravity, you'll notice that our speed will start picking up because obviously gravity is taking its toll on the weight of the ship and everything, and then, you know, bad stuff's going to happen. So here we are, first asteroid. We're going to turn on dampeners. That's slowing us down kind of okay. It's not the best. We can turn to the side for more slow thrust, and we can see if this asteroid has diddly squat in it. It kind of feels like diddly squat is the... Oops, silver. All right, so I don't know the rules of asteroids in Space Engineers in terms of like if it has silver, will it only have silver kind of thing, but that's okay. We're going to GPS this guy. GPS space silver. Nope. Silver is AG. Yes. AG. And we're just going to do that so that we don't have to Do a little scouting around this guy, and then, yeah, it looks like more silver. You can kind of zoom out. Sometimes your radar thing will pop up off your screen. Oh, nickel. So that's good. Some nickel. I used to be a little bit more specified, so like GPS, space. I used to would be like space nickel exterior facing, meaning like I don't have to drill into the rock to find it. It's far enough out that I can. You just gotta be careful. And I was gonna show you why. I also wanted to show you why Chad said what he said. So let's say like you don't feel like you're getting close enough to this rock. Since we've already marked silver, I'm not gonna mark it a second time. But let's say like you couldn't get close enough and you're like, I'm gonna check this thing out. You go into space and you pull out your thing so you can see if silver's working. Well, let's say you're flying about, you're like, I'm out here, I'm doing all this stuff, and then you didn't have a beacon or antenna. Where's my ship? Where'd it go? I don't see it anymore. I can't and so like right here it's pretty good, but you get far enough away and that little blip of a ship, even with blinking lights, looks like a star or something else. Like it could be anything. And then you're like, Shh, where is it? Ah, I'm stuck in space. Ah. And you do that. And then at that point, you just look at the camera and you say, it's not fair, world. It's cruel, cruel world. And you just open your mask and bleh. Don't do that. Don't kill yourself, people. Unless you are lost in space and you're a clone and you don't want to live anymore, then you can be like, bleh. Okay, that's it. That's a good screenshot, probably. What do we think? Let's get Quantum Tater in space. All right, now enough screwing around. Where's my ship? And then, because interestingly enough, it is not broadcasting. Why aren't you broadcasting? Hey, buddy, what's going on? Why are you not showing your antenna? Am I dumb here? What's going on here? I have an antenna and it is absolutely just not broadcasting. That's weird. Boxfish. Turned on. 5,000 meters. I don't plan to ever get that far away. Enable broadcasting. Well, I should do ship name and put this back as however you spell the word antenna. Antennae. 5,000 meters. There we go. Now it's broadcasting. So I nearly screwed myself. Giving us an example of what not to do. As society does. Alright, normally I'd also, because I gave myself a refueling system here, let's go to that rock. Who wants to go to this one? We're going to go check couple more rocks. What do we got? We're at 43 minutes. We're going to check one more rock, and then we're going to re-enter. So I'm going to get us up to a good speed, and I'm going to show you the other way I do things. So when you're cruising at faster speeds and you have you're slow to slow down, the next thing you can do is you can retro burn. So what you do is you point in the direction you were facing, obviously. And putting another camera on here would be really wise, so I can just look backwards and point myself. And then as we get closer and closer to this rock, I can use the large thruster on the back to slow us down. And this is just, if you've ever watched the show Expanse or you ever have looked up anything space related, retro burn is just a thing. It's just a thing. I don't know how a better way to describe that. That is just what it is. So the question is, do we end this episode in space and we pick up next time on the hunt for rocks, pretty rocks in space, or do we attempt re-entry? Look how far away, I was going to say, look how far away our base is now, but it's not our base at all. It's the signals we marked for silver and nickel. Duh. So this is a little bit further away asteroid. I have an idea for a large miner that I think I would just call the box miner. That might be a little bit better for in space, but I think this begs the question, do we plan to... By the way, this is the first time I've ever put a ladder on a ship, ever. I like the way it looks. I love that it's super functional. I just have never done that before. That's a really wonky thing. It is a heavy beast, though. I wonder how much weight I added with all those blocks. It's probably, I bet you this thing gained 10, 15 pounds, 15 megagrams. Megagrams? Is that what it is? Let's do a Google. Somebody Google what's after kilos. Because it used to just say 55,000 kilos, right? So what comes after kilo? Uh, Kilograms. Kilograms is tons, which is equal to 1,000 kilograms. So tons? 55 tons? Oh, megagram. I'm right. Rarely used, megagram used and often replaced by tons in scientific notation. So 55.5 tons or megagrams. And then gigagram is the next one. It's also rarely used. Um, and ton, not spelled T-O-N, T-O-N-N-E-S. Thank you for that, people across the pond. All right, so we're approaching this asteroid. We're cruising at, almost 100 or 107 meters a second. We turn on the dampeners, and our rear engine just should halt us pretty quick because it's just a massive thruster. Look at that. Ooh, space pirate freighter. Remember how I said we weren't going to engage in any pirates? Huh. You know what else I didn't install on this ship, guys? One of the things I didn't install on this ship was this is a huge, you guys can't tell, it doesn't look like it, but look how massive this asteroid is. Like here it's like, oh, it's no bigger than my ship, but we're probably still 10 15 meters from this bad boy. That is immense. It's very large. This is like a good flat space to plant maybe an asteroid base. Just saying. It's huge. It's very large. It's large enough that I'm concerned I'm not going to be able to scan the internals of this. Now we are broadcasting at 5,000 meters. If that space pirate rust freighter over there feels threatened, by the way, that'd be an excellent ship to steal and commandeer for space exploration. I do not have a fighter for that. I've not built a fighter for that. Obviously, you guys are watching, so that'd be a great ship to commandeer. But this is not the ship to attempt to commandeer it, because the only thing I could do is ram and drill it, and I'm pretty sure that would achieve nothing. Yeah, this is a huge asteroid, and I'm pretty sure that it's more than 50 meters thick, so my ore detector is not even remotely penetrating this thing with regards to, hey, I see silver. Yay, more silver. Is it hollow? Oh, that would be cool. It is hollow. We're going in, guys. So silver right there on the surface. Oh, oh! Lights. Cool. Speaking of which, I've been playing on my off time, which I really enjoy, some No Man's Sky. If you guys have played No Man's Sky or interested or thought like, oh man, I wouldn't mind seeing some No Man's Sky stuff, let me know. I'm really enjoying that game. Like I'd even restart a character, even though I've done some really cool stuff with mine, like so far. And it's funny because I've done so little of the quest. I've just been like, I got me a pirate freighter. I've been basically hunting special ships that are like tier S tier and stuff, different things like that. Like I have not done the storyline. I'm quite terrible at the story. I've definitely ADD'd my way through it. Okay, he's getting pretty close. I don't want to anger him and him launch a bunch of space pirate drones. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna fly up to here, and we're gonna end this in space. On the next one, we'll look for some more ore, and then we will see how catastrophically me going back to Earth takes. A lot of times what you can do, I didn't put mag plates on this guy, which I a little bit regret, but you can just, if you were kind of in like a partial gravity well situation, you could hit like this, hit Z, and essentially you would just come to a rest against the rock and just sit there nice, safe, and sound. I am going to turn off the engines so that we're not burning stuff. And yeah. Oh yeah, and if you run out of hydrogen in space, guess what happens? I'll give you one hint. You float endlessly forever. So don't run out of hydrogen, is what I'm saying. Alrighty. Yeah, that's a good one. We did it. Look at that. Plane in the background. Ship on an asteroid. You can't beat that. There's probably a better screenshot here, but I am kind of happy with this one right here. Let's turn this way. Let's see if it'll let me wave. I bet it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's okay though. I don't mind. All right, guys, that is it for this one. We did it. We got space, kind of a quick how-to on the thrust, like thrust modulation and stuff like that. Obviously, this ship, I could have built a really basic one that didn't have so much weight that it couldn't lift itself. So I had to use the atmospheric thrusters to get us to the top of the atmosphere, but that's all right. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry I didn't have that mod in the last video, Clyde. I've got it now. You've got a link to it specifically. I don't have it installed. If you guys want, tell me, hit me up, say, hey, go ahead and you should put that mod on so we can like really get a visual of how it works, not just what the Space Engineers page like for the mod shows. It's a really great mod, and I believe I don't know who it's by. I have to, and it's a quality of life thing. Basically, it just allows you to scan asteroids far away, so we're not having to pilot to each one of these. Um, and so I've had pretty good success with it. So yeah, that's it. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm enjoying this. This is great. I love being in space. Kind of the next step is I want to build the Cloud Strider, and we may go straight to Astral Strider or whatever Chad suggests. I'll have to go back and look at that name because Cloud Strider and then like Star Strider or something. It was cool. Soul Strider, like for space. Um, we'll have to start building that guy. I think I'm gonna go straight to like building it capable of leaving Earth. Um, and then we need to find. I also need to find a magnesium spot, and I need to create a magnesium mine because we do not have anything for bullets. And if we are gonna do any kind of space pirating nonsense, we're definitely gonna need bullets. Oh, that guy's he's just coming this way. Cool. Yeah, fun. Thank you. Please no, I'm not interested. We're not gonna take it. Oh, I tabbed out. Let's you know what, just in case. Before next time, we're gonna go ahead and turn off the antenna so that Captain Space Pirate doesn't notice us. Anyway, yeah, if you enjoyed this, like, share, subscribe, comment down below. You know what to do. You guys have all You've all done the YouTube stuff before. I really appreciate your support. You guys are great. I like interacting with you guys. I'm enjoying this. I love Space Engineers, so getting to do this and talk to people about it and ramble on all the thoughts that come across my head has been spectacular. You guys have a great day, and I will catch you later, Space Tators. We're in space now. And, yeah. Since I can't wave, okay, bye.